Go to IRB, the big blue button. Yeah. I wasn't sure if the students would have two-factor authorization set up, but I guess
It's everywhere now.
I don't know why. Yeah, I should just assume that of course the students have to do the same thing. Okay, perfect. Now click Create Study. It's good to have the survey open in another window, like in Adobe or in a browser window, either way. Now copy and paste. Let's call this surveys for impact assessment for in-person workshop because you have a pre and a post survey, right?
Yes.
Um, and then maybe for this short title, call it You Aid. Well, actually, I don't know what you guys, your acronym, I don't know if you guys call it UAID or what, but
Yeah, we say UA, but we don't really care what people call it.
okay. And
Yeah.
then I noticed the file name was called Fam Night. Would that
hmm
like whatever? I mean, it's whatever is gonna like help you guys know what this is. Call it that.
Uh,
And then the next one, put Albert. Look him up by his last name, Wong. Oh no, he'll pull up automatically. You don't have to look him up. Look him up.
oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Okay, great. Put yourself as the primary contact. Let's see if that works.
Oh, yeah, looks like it does.
Okay, great. If there is a pre-review comment from the IRB, it's going to go to you and copy Albert. And then, if you need help with it, just email me. And then, let me see. I think, how did I set this up? I have the chair aerobics. No, let me open one of your others in another window. Um, I'm just, okay. Yeah, list all of your people under co-investigators.
Okay, sounds good. I'll do that quickly.
And they're going to pull up faster if you type out their last names.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy right now. We're transitioning like from old board to new board.
Oh, yeah.
And we like having everybody there like at the same time for a little bit, just because when you're working with community partners, it's like hard to have that continuity if you're like, okay, like we're just leaving and we're throwing a whole new people there. So there's gonna be there's like a million people on these things right now.
Now, sometimes this has happened before with somebody in your group, but I can't remember who it was. If somebody has like, let's say there's somebody named Sam Smith, and there's five Sam Smiths in the university, you can also just search them either by their CNET ID or their U Chicago ID. And then,
Oh, okay.
do you know how to look people up by how to track down somebody's CNET ID?
I think I've done it once, but if you could remind me, that would be
Yeah,
wonderful.
let me share my screen. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to, and then I will show you how to do that. Because of course I have a shortcut for this, which naturally I can't find right now. I'm going to share my screen.
Do I have to stop or will
No,
it
no, no. I'm going to
override?
pull it up right now. Okay. Uh, you go here, which is cnet.uchicago.edu / who am I / But if you just Google UChicago, who am I, this is like the first hit. And then,
I can't see your screen for some
hmm,
reason. I'm not sure if it's
let me see.
unless it's
Huh, it says that I'm sharing. Let me stop share and share again.
there we go.
Okay, perfect. Yes. So cnet.uchicago.edu / who am I? And then you just put in somebody's name, like Hunter. And then you can look them up by their CNET ID or Chicago ID. And that'll help you get the right person um,
Uh-huh.
pulled up. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing and you can go back to sharing.
Perfect.
All right, great. And now press the little gray box at the bottom that says continue. You don't have to put anything else in here. Uh, just ignore question one. It's not relevant. And you don't, because this is an exempt study, you're not consenting anyone. So you don't have to check the consent box. And
Hmm.
so you don't need to make any changes on this page. So just scroll to the bottom and press continue. Uh, and then your funding source, you guys don't have any funding or you're internally funded, so click internally funded and then do the drop down and say department funds not funded. And then the next answer is U Chicago PI. And then press continue. Um, uh, Click in that box where the U Chicago locations and oh, and then actually click the little three dots and then just click BSD campus, the top one. All right, and then press OK. And then this is not a multi-site study. Um, you're not conducting any portion of the study at a non-U Chicago site. Basically, all of the things here are no. And then press continue. Uh, you can, for the question 2.1, you can select no. All of these other committees relate to clinical trials that are way more complicated than what you guys are doing, so you don't need to know any of that. And then scroll down to question 2. The answer is exempt. And then a whole bunch more stuff is going to pull up. You guys are doing um, anonymous surveys. So select category two, exempt category two, which is the second box. And then under that, select subcategory 2.I, which is the first one. Now, this is only relevant. So far, you guys have only done research with adults. You can't do exempt surveys, not anonymous surveys with kids. They don't apply. So I know you guys are doing a lot of work in the community, but that's kind of the only thing where I think you guys, if you guys decide at some point that you wanted to work with kids, things get a lot more complicated. So this is applicable for the adult surveys. Oh, and then you're just going to scroll down to the text box. Yes, B. Um, okay, this is when I look at your survey and see what you wrote. Um, okay. The first sentence of the second paragraph in
Hmm.
your survey, you can copy and paste that in there. Each survey, they're looking for a justification for why this is should be considered an exempt submission. And the two reasons are it's minimal risk, it's anonymous, it's a survey. And so you can just copy and paste that first sentence. It says each survey will take 4 to 5 minutes to complete and is completely anonymous.
Got it.
You can say no personal information will be shared or collected during any part of the data collection process.
Should I just type? I should
I
type
think you
that.
can just type that in there.
Yeah. Could you repeat one more time?
No personal information will be shared or collected during any part of the data collection process. And then the next sentence, survey response data will be stored anonymously. You're such a fast typer. I think that the next paragraph is going to address um, who you guys are. I think we might be able to pull this from your PDF. Uh, yeah, they want to know, yeah, like who's administering the surveys and where you're going to be doing it. So let me see if that's in your in the PDF.
Yeah. I
Um,
also in the original email I have like one that you typed up last time that I think might work
oh yeah,
that I
sure.
sent
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, go ahead and
I can
copy
co
and paste that in.
and you can take a look.
Yeah. This is looking good. Okay, perfect. Now, click on the add button in part C and then navigate. Oh, you're probably going to have the survey downloaded to your computer instead of like pulled up on
Yes.
a, yeah, in a browser. So, and then you're going to use that window to navigate to the file wherever it is you have the file saved, and then you're going to upload it. You don't have to put in a tile. It'll automatically load the title from whatever your file name is. Oh, well, that was fast. Okay. Yeah, and press OK. Now, lately they have been asking for letters of support. Do you guys have a letter of support from Sunshine Gospel Ministries for this?
We have letter support for our other programming. I also have like an email documentation of them being like, yeah, it's fine that we hand out the surveys at this event, but we don't have like a formal support
No, I
level
think
letter.
that, yeah, these exempt submissions are pretty informal. So go ahead and download the email thread and then upload it to this same window.
Okay, sounds good. Should I download the whole thing? Because there's like a lot of back and forth about like the logistics of the event too. Or
Um, you know what? Let's just leave that. You can do that when we get off the Zoom. But because you could like download it or print it to a PDF and then save pages 1 and 2 or the relevant pages instead of the whole email thread,
okay,
and
okay,
then you can
that
upload
makes
it.
sense.
Yeah, all of those things.
Because okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. I'll put that in my notes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can press continue here. And then I think return to workspace. Okay. And so after you download the letter of support, clean it up a little bit, and then upload it, the next step you'll do is you'll click the button that says forward for PI endorsement. It's kind of over on the left. Yes, yeah, right
Yes.
there. You can go ahead and click on it because you're actually going to be allowed to, I think, cancel out of it. So you would click that box. You don't have to put any comments, and then you would press OK, but you can just press cancel now since you're not ready to submit. And then after you do that, there will be an automatic alert that goes into Albert's email saying this is ready to sign off. But he has a ton of automatic alerts every day from Aura because it not only is like all of the automatic alerts for all of his IRB submissions, but it's all of the automatic alerts for everything related to his grants. So it's just noise to him. So what you'll do is after you send it to him, you're going to copy and paste the link to this page and shoot it to him in an email and say, hey, we're doing this survey. I've prepared this submission in Aura. Please sign off on it and then include the link. And
Okay.
that's it.
And it's
Yeah.
like this. It's this link that I'm at right now. Like just copy and
Yep.
paste here.
Yep. And then because you're listed as primary contact, you'll know that Albert, when he signed off, because you'll get an Aura notification. And then you can always go
Okay.
back into this portal and it'll show you the status of this submission, if it's been submitted or not. And so you might, it's possible you'll send it to him on a day when he's like at a conference or something, or just in back-to-back meetings, and he won't see it. And then I give it, today's a Thursday. I might, bump it up to him again tomorrow or Monday, something like that. And
Makes
then
sense.
the review process is, but yeah, don't take it personally if he doesn't sign off because,
I know people are busy. Yeah,
yeah,
especially him.
yeah, especially the doctors, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the process is it goes across the desk of a guy named, well, it goes into the IRB, and then a woman named Camille will be like, well, she looks at all the new submissions. She's like, oh, this one's exempt. And then she'll send it over to Jim Lynch. And then he's the guy who reviews it and comes up with comments. And yeah, so he usually, I think, does those on Thursday or Friday. So it would be good to get it in today if you can. And
Yes.
yeah, so, and then,
Okay.
yeah, we'll see, and then,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously, hopefully it comes back, but at the end of the day, like I know it's still meaningful work whether or not we're able to get the data. So
Yeah.
fingers crossed, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's it. And usually it takes, you just never know how busy the IRB is. Sometimes it gets turned around in a day, sometime or by the end of the week or on a Monday or something. And then sometimes it can take like a week, because Jim's pretty much the only one who processes them and they're kind of low priority. And so, sometimes he's on vacation or he takes a long weekend and then he just does double, he just looks at all of them the next week or something. So, yeah, but that's pretty much all you need to know. Jim's super helpful. So I mean, you can always come to me with questions. And then you can also, like, if you get a response back from Jim, you can always reach out to him. Part of the job of the IRB is to help train people um, on how to do these submissions. And there's only so much complexity to this submission, so it's not,
Yeah.
he'll be able to explain whatever it is that you don't understand. Okay. Do you have any questions before I stop the recording?
I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it on my end. Yeah.
Yeah, great. All right. I'm going to stop this. I